forgot to start the overlay. I started it, it just hadn't done anything. Which I need to update because it is... Actually, it might not be working anymore. I guess we'll find out. Turn that down so I can hear. So, I've not decided when we're going to leave yet. If we're going to leave this afternoon or leave tomorrow morning really stupid early. Ooh, that looks cool. Those clouds must be really high in the sky because there is a plane contrail below the cloud level, and it looks super cool. Okay, we'll go this way. Where do I want to go? There's a part of me that kind of just wants to go over here to Mount Helena, but maybe we'll go. And I just don't know what to do. I think we'll go to Scratch Gravels. We'll do what I was thinking of talking about, what we should have done yesterday, I think. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Yeah. We're going to take a chance because there is no breeze here in the downtown. Like maybe like a 1 to 2, maybe at the most 3 mile an hour breeze. Like, hey, Nahri, we can't do that. Gosh dang you, quit turning the radio on. I'm going to get DMCA'd. Yeah, we don't need to get DMCA'd. Gosh dang it. And now you broke the fucking thing. So it won't. She likes to, I don't know why she licks the screen and boops the screen. There's nothing there or no reason, and she just keeps doing it. And she's not the only one. We have Riley in here. Riley does it too. It's like, why do you guys insist on booping the screen? And so then it gets all wet, and it thinks you're just constantly hitting it, have your finger held on it. It gets... and I can't, like, do anything now. Like, if I was to try and, like, just turn the radio off again, and it turns itself right back on. Because it thinks somebody is hitting the button to turn it on. Constantly. So I just turn the volume down. It'll work. What we were saying? Oh, yeah. There's like just a flutter on the American flag, like the other flags, like the state flag and whatever else flags these places fly are like hardly not do or are fluttering a little bit more because they're lighter material. So we'll take a chance. We'll go out here to Scratch Gravel, see if we can climb up on the shelf without it being too windy, but I don't know as if I'd put my bets on that. I don't have a lot of time. I'm still like trying to get crap done before I leave, and so we'll see. I tried to get out here actually about an hour ago, but I got stuck doing some updates on my computer, and because my internet I'm using is my van, I couldn't leave until they got done, and they were taking forever because when I'm shooting my internet, I'm using a Wi-Fi bridge to shoot my internet from my van to my apartment window. And so it's not super fast bandwidth. So it takes a long time. I think the bandwidth was probably, I think I run usually around like 10 or 13 over the Wi-Fi bridge. Like if I was right on my like on my Starlink, then like I can, you know, get 120, 130. But when I'm on my the Wi-Fi bridge, it definitely is degraded quite a bit. It's probably more than, it's probably closer to like 40 or 50 on the down. Oh, my nose is itchy. My nose so itchy. I think it's because the spring somethings are coming out, making my allergies go all crazy. Do a quick, like I really want to climb to the top of the mountain, but I don't know if we have enough time for that, but we'll see. If it's windy, then we're not going to do it for sure. Oh, and I didn't sleep very well because I'm worried about traveling and having everything, because I don't want to pack everything. Don't want to pack everything. I'm trying to travel a little bit lighter since we're only going to be gone for a couple days, like 3 days is all. So I don't need my entire studio and all my household stuff that I normally use, you know, because we're gone for months at a time. But I still need to pack most of my studio stuff. Just in case. If I didn't pack it, then I would be worried the whole time, like, because I don't have backups to my backups. That's the problem. It is 38 degrees. It's supposed to warm up pretty decent. When you look at the hourly forecast, it's actually supposed to be 44, 45 right now, and it's not. Actually, I think it's supposed to be almost 50. What time is it? 8:30? Yeah, it's supposed to be like 48 degrees right now, so we're 10 degrees colder than what it's supposed to be. I'm thinking about waking up at like 4 or 5 in the morning, because I would get over there at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon if that was the case. Well, not waking up, leaving by 4 or 5 in the morning. Let's put it that way. That way I could get as much stuff done today as possible. Whew, man, I'm tired. I even took pre-workout because I was like just struggling this morning. So I should be all hopped up on caffeine. I love this sign. Sidewalk closed. And it's like, what the heck? One, there's hardly, like, not really a sidewalk there. But two, That's the only way. There's a high school right there, and this is the only. If you are on this side of the road, you're crossing. What are they supposed to do? Go down half a mile to the next intersection and then cross? Because there's no crossing on the other side of the street. Yesterday and discovered why the front end of my van when I was driving down the Bald Eagle, why the front end of my van was going to rattle apart. I couldn't get above 60 miles an hour. There was so much freaking mud on the inside of my rims, just on the front, not on the back tires, just my front. Part is the way the design is. It's like, even if I would have gone to like a car wash and try and spray out the rims, like I wouldn't have been able to do it because it's blocked by the hub and the brakes. Already stressed out because I don't have enough time to do everything, and so to drive, you know, an hour out of my way, I just couldn't do it. I like just thinking about it gives me more anxiety. Truck didn't even stop. This friggin' truck in front of me was number 2 in line at the stop sign, and when the guy in front of him went, he just went too. Granted, there wasn't any other cars around, but still, it's like, there's a stop sign, buddy. In that realm this morning, so like I shouldn't have to worry about it, but I think because I'm like, the stress is like, and anxiousness is making me have tummy issues. Well, it's not making me, but I feel like I might. Let's put it that way. doing that swallowing thing, I was like, oh, I know what's gonna happen. I was like, should I try and rush you outside really fast? I was like, no, because you'll get in the middle of the hallway where there's carpet everywhere and you will puke. Where in my condo, at least there's no carpet anywhere. It's all hardwood flooring, easier to clean up. And yeah, she proceeded to puke up all the sticks and twigs that she ate the last couple days. It's like, if you stopped eating that crap, you wouldn't have those issues. Wow, looking at the Elkhorns, the like Tizer and Crow Peak looks so freaking awesome right now with the way the snow is and the lighting and everything. It's too far away, I wouldn't be able to show you guys, but it looks really cool. There's nobody here. Absolutely nobody here. So we're gonna park right here next to the trailhead. Look at that. Okay. It's colder here. I wanted to wear a cap. I don't see a breeze. You never know what it's going to be like up on the shelf, but I don't see any breeze here. It's colder though. What do I want to wear? I don't even know if I have a heavy enough coat now. Don't know as if I have a heavy enough coat. There we go. And I'm wearing freaking shorts because I thought it was gonna be in the 40s. Not in the mid 30s that it is right now. It's 35 degrees right here. Like if that sun would come out, it would start to warm up. Like I said, it's clear skies over here behind that. Like this is the direction the clouds should be coming from. But we ran into that yesterday. Where they should be coming from is not where they were coming from. Go ahead. Okay, we are now at the trailhead, so we can take that off. So yeah, all of my coats, all of my coats are in my apartment except for the one I'm wearing, and this would be way too heavy, I think. I don't know. I don't think I have anything in here. Let me see what I have in my closet. Well, I could wear this. It's not exactly a running coat, but I don't even like it because it fits so weird. But at least I'm not going to get this one all sweaty because I just washed it. So, I had high hopes when I saw it. I was like, oh, it's going to be an awesome coat because it's a Hoka coat. It's a very expensive Hoka coat even. But it fits just weird. Like it is so weird. It has like these just weird ass freaking pockets and everything. It's fleece lined, so it's nice and warm. But the sleeves are like, I feel like a freaking fat guy in a little coat wearing this thing because it just fits weird. Like it's too big on top. And then the sleeves are like for a little kid. And then so the cut is all weird. It doesn't have a zipper, it has snaps. And then it has these weird ass pockets on it, which doesn't make any sense. We're just gonna, I think, oh no, it doesn't. I was gonna say, it might have like a integrated hood. It doesn't. And then it's got these pockets like right here that are like super deep. And it's like so weird. Like those are the weirdest pockets. But look at it, it's like all boxy. Like I have a fat tummy and it's like huge. So why are the sleeves so short? If I put my arm, it's like this, they're about the right. Watch it. It's like I'm a little kid. It's like, what the heck? We'll give her a go. Tom, thanks for the follow. I will knock out some push-ups as soon as I stop complaining about this coat, which I shouldn't complain about it because I got it for free. Like, it was given to me for free, and it's a very expensive coat if you tried to buy it from Hoka. My question is who was the designer over at Hoka? That's what I'm complaining about. Like, who came up with this design and thought it was a good idea? And because it's so loose down at the bottom, I don't know why the bottom is so freaking big. I can feel the cold air going up into my belly. Well, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do push-ups with as short as these sleeves are, because I had to button the thingy, and now it's like, is it actually going to work or not? Okay, let's let me see if I can figure out where my dog went. I guess my dog decided she was going for her own trail run because I don't see her anywhere. So there's that. Oh, there she is. What's she doing way over there? I've never seen her go over there before, which is probably why she went over there. Let's get into less rocky stuff. Oh. Hi, sweet girl. Yeah, I gotta knock out some push-ups. So weird. Gosh dang, these sleeves are so freaking weird on this thing. I don't get it. Okay, let's change camera views. See, look at how nice it looks this direction. And it'll probably stay like this the whole day, but the clouds will just hang over the top of the sun. You think it's gonna clear up like yesterday, and then it never did. Whew. Okay, well, we're gonna probably walk most of this first mile. Maybe do little jogs here or there, but don't want to push it. My heel is feeling good. Don't want to re-aggravate my injury. Which is another reason why, in a way, I kind of wish I would have gone over to Bellingham earlier this week, just because I have friends over there. Could have got some good runs in, but That's also why it's a good thing I didn't go. I would have probably re-injured myself or re-aggravated. I mean, it's still injured. I would have re-aggravated my injury. Going. See how well we're definitely not going to go to the top. I don't have enough time to get the top up there. What state? This is Montana. We are in the state of Montana. This is right outside of Helena. Helena is way off in the distance there. And it's the Helena Valley. That's the Gates of the Mountains Wilderness area. You got the Elkhorns right there. And then you got this tiny little mountain right there. This little pocket of, this little mountain range, I guess you could say. Super tiny, but I don't know, it's one of my favorite places to go just because there's not many people out here usually. I mean, like right now, they're very unusual. 0 people in the parking lot. Now granted, there could still be some people. There's another parking lot up here. So there could be people parked up at that parking lot because there's another trail. Well, you can come this way to the trails, or the main trail to go up to the top of the mountain is from the parking lot up in that direction. But this is my favorite route to go if you go to the top of the mountain. Well, at least climb to the top of the shelf. There's a little shelf like that's right up there. Like right there is where we're gonna go. That it's not like flat by any means, but I would consider it like a little shelf. And then there's some trails up there too where you can wander around. That might be what we do. We'll see, because the problem is ooh, little pockets of warm air. That feels nice. Yeah, I was talking about how cold it is here when it's supposed to be about 10 degrees warmer. And I'm catching little warm air pockets, which feels so nice. But my signal network strength gets really crappy as we wander around up here. So we're gonna try and stay in the areas where I get good signal, but I will definitely have, I mean, even this climb up, we're gonna have a few spots where I lose network strength. Why my dog's going that way? That is just weird that all of a sudden there's this, it's like the breeze is picked up a little bit and it is just nothing but warm air. It is noticeably 10 degrees warmer, that pocket of air. It's crazy. Now, this area is famous for, not necessarily here, but Montana in general, I guess. More up on the Rocky Mountain front, which is about, I don't know, 40 miles out direction to the north, and then all the way up into Canada. The front of the Rocky Mountains, we get what they call Chinook winds, which are just a warm wind. I don't see anybody parked over here either, and they could be hidden somewhere. Where'd my dog go? I saw her go that way, but oh gosh dang, she circled around. She's all the way up there. She's looking at me like, what are you looking at? I saw my dog go up to the left. Did not see her wrap around in front. Freaking weirdo. And then she just standing up there looking back at me like, what are you looking at? Let's go. Hoo-wee. What a change, like these, you know, what was it, 10 degrees, 9 degrees Fahrenheit 4 days ago, and then 2 days ago it was in the 60s. Yesterday hit 70. Now today it's not supposed to get that warm. I think it's supposed to be like 58 or something. That's all Fahrenheit for my international friends. To think we were here 3 days ago, 3 mornings ago, on this exact set of trails, and there was 12 inches of snow right here. But because it just shifted and it was a 50-degree temperature swing in a 24-hour period, and everything just melted so fast. Good morning, Raccoon. I want to say hi. Outside tempo run, nice. That's awesome. Because nobody likes to do tempo runs on a treadmill or an indoor track. Indoor tracks are so freaking tight. Like the loops are so tight that that's not fun either. Kind of wish I would have put a cap on now, because now we have this warm wind, or warm breeze. It's not a wind. My head is gonna get freaking hot. I'm wearing my beanie. Okay, now the climbing starts. Now we're on 20% grade, 20+% grade, until we get to the top up here, which is, I don't know, a little over a quarter mile, but it feels like it would be longer than that because you're just doing this climb. And even on my best days when I'm in great fitness, it's hard to go up this fast because you don't have a chance for your legs to warm up yet. Because even from the parking lot to right here was uphill. I don't know if you guys could tell, but it's about a 4% grade uphill on the flat down there. Ooh, man. I need to a good run. Yeah, thanks, Raccoon. The dog's looking at me again. At least she's not going as far as she normally does, and she keeps looking back to make sure I'm still coming. Because here lately, the last few weeks, for a Velcro dog, she's just been doing her own thing and could care less. Oh man, which is very unusual for a Vizsla. Like my last Vizsla would never wander as far as she does away from me. And she's been doing that, you know, ever since she was super young. Like she was really good for, you know, the first 6 months, because I trained her, you know, to not go that far and all that while we were out on the trails. And then, oh, she about don't know, probably when she got to be like 12 months old or so. So a little over a year ago, because she's what, 2.25 years. 2.33 actually. She started wandering a little bit further away, and now she's just crazy. Like, I might see her one time on a freaking 10K run. Oh man, my legs are burning. I don't do a lot of climbing right now because of my injury recovery. I can't do a lot of climbing, so my legs are like, what the heck, bud? What are you doing to us? So I was like, I'd like to go to the top of the mountain, but I know I won't have enough time because it'll take me twice as long compared to normal. So I think we'll just maybe go up here to the shelf, maybe go to the left and go up that little minor peak. We'll see. Because we could do just a little, what do they call it, a lollipop. Go to the left and wrap around and then come up the trail that comes up right on the other side of this little ridge line. I mean, we're about halfway to the top, maybe a little more. This looks like we're at the top, but it's just a little false summit. Whew, that is steep. This is about 30% grade on this little section. That's why I said 20 plus for this whole section, because it has some parts that are super steep. And this is one of them. Okay, so I think we might go off over to that little summit right there. Right there is where we're going to get on top of this little ridge, which is the beginning of this little shelf, really. I mean, it's still definitely a ridge. Like I said, the shelf is not flat. It's not like a tabletop. It is kind of like a rolling prairie at the base of the mountain on top of all this. But which you'll be able to see once we get right up there. Yeah, see, now that temperature is somehow magically, there must be a temperature inversion going on. Because it is, as we've been climbing higher, I have been getting more freaking warm. Like, I could feel the little breeze is like, come on, choose one or the other. Oh, here she comes. I can hear her behind me. She's gonna go flying by. There she goes. There have been a lot of deer came up here last night. Or down. Let's see, that would be down. They went down. No, I think they did both. That's why I'm confused. I'm looking at the track. I'm like, what? Did they go down or did they go up? They did both. And you can tell it's fresh because the little bit damp, but there's like a dried crust on some of it. and there's no dried crust in the track, so that means they came through. Didn't have enough time for it to dry. And it's above freezing, so it's going to dry. See what direction she wants to go. Yeah, there's deer poop and it looks fairly fresh, so it must have came through here at the most a couple hours ago. Saw a TikTok today. I don't do a lot of TikTok anymore since they ruined it in the US. But here's a video of some guy that came back from a trail run on some BLM land, which is what this is, and got hit with there was a freaking DNR officer there waiting for him, and then he ended up getting, she wants to go this way, hit with a $130 ticket because he wasn't supposed to be there. It's like closed to humans, and I'm like, I have never seen BLM land ever closed to foot traffic. Like, it'll get closed to, you know, motorized traffic a lot if it is open. Like, this whole section here is closed all year round, but you'll see sections that are closed for, like, that are open for motorized for part of the year and then closed from like December to April usually. It's usually December 15th to April 15th in most places for motorized traffic, but it's still open to foot traffic, like pedestrian access, like running, hiking, even, you know, mountain biking, like a non-motorized bike. I've never seen it closed to foot traffic. And then the guy's like, what are you talking about? He's like, and he even went over to the trailhead sign, and there was nothing on there saying it was closed, but it did have the signs, the normal signs you would see, saying it was closed to motorized from December to April, which is normal. And then the guy was like, oh no, see, there's a sign right here. There's this tiny little sign that was just printed out piece of paper, and then it said closed to human traffic, but there was like no date range or anything. It was just this faded, like, little 8x11 sheet of paper that was put into a little plastic protector. It said closed foot traffic. It's like, what the hell kind of sign is that? So, you know, get like $130 freaking fine. I'm like, I'd be fighting that in court, because proper signage, people. Woo, it is cold and breezy up here. I have to put my hat back on. That is cold. And that nice pocket of warm air down there. It is all of that mid-30s. Now 35 with wind. It definitely feels like it's in the 20s. So yeah, you can hear how that wind is going. We're not even in the full brunt, because there's that little shelf area I was talking about back there. And then the trail goes up from over here and up, and then winds around to the top to get to the top. And so, based upon the conditions, we wouldn't be doing that now anyways. I'm not gonna freeze my ass off. So it's a good thing we're just gonna do the little lollipop. That's all I got time for anyways. But I'm like, I have never seen anything like that closed to foot traffic anywhere. I'm like, what the hell state is this guy in? Like, that seems like government overreach to me, but because like in Montana anyways, and you see this with Forest Service too, not just BLM, but it's like the reason why this stuff's closed from December to April is because that's when you know, deer or elk or whatever, that's when they're wintering, giving birth, all that kind of stuff. So it helps, you know, keep them from getting too stressed out. But that's, like I said, that's for like motorized traffic. Motorcycles, four-wheelers, OHVs, cars in some cases, but usually those types of areas can't have car traffic occasionally, especially as the forest roads in Montana. Woo, that wind is cold. Closing it in general, they have signs for that. And the reason why they close it in general is you take like one of my favorite areas, the Kaibab Plateau in northern Arizona. They had those two huge ass fires that came through last year, so they had to close the entire area. It's not just close to foot traffic, it's like, or close to motorized vehicles or whatever. It's closed, and that's different. That's a completely different sign, and it's a completely different notice that they give. And that makes sense because it's a safety risk. You know, when you have like a burn area, brand new burn area like that, that can get windy. You know, trees are leakage, so they fall over. There's that extra erosion, safety risk, you know, all that, like flash flooding, all that kind of stuff. It makes sense. Close the whole area. That's not what this sign said. See, now we dropped right here where we're not in that wind anymore, and there's actually a burst of warmth again. It's crazy how cold it is. I'm wearing shorts and my legs are freezing. Well, now you got a good view of looking towards Helena. It's hard to see, but Helena's out there. That is the very famous Mount Helena for this area, where there's not a lot to do in Helena, even though it's the capital city for Montana, and it's not a very big city. And it's just kind of funny that we do get, I mean, it has a mining industry, especially coal mining, which is what a lot of the older towns in Montana are known for. So there is a little bit of history and everything, but it's still only like, you know, for this area, 200 years old. But I don't think the gold hit until what, 100 and 150, 160 years. Like the city of Helena's from like, I think the earliest buildings are from like 1870, you know, it's not like it's that old. So it's not like, you know, you're seeing it for that aspect. Easy girl. But we get a lot of tourists, which is kind of funny, because then it's like, you know, tourists would be like, oh, asking a lot of the locals, like, you know, what should we do in this town? And everybody's like, oh, you got to hike Mount Helena. Well, it's not that impressive of a mountain, like, it's like, whatever. The only thing Mount Helena does have for it is the view at the top, if you want to see the city of Helena, is pretty good. But that's about it. Like, a lot of these other mountains around are better for views of seeing the entire area. And I get it, because it's not that tough of a hike, so it accommodates for people that, you know, aren't hardcore hikers, you know. Because if you take the more moderate trail, it's about 1.5 miles to the top, so you're doing, you know, 5K round trip, and about what, 800 or 900 feet of vert is all. So it's not like a super tough hike. Now you can make it tough if you go up the power line trail. It's 3/4 mile to the top with that same amount of vert. With portions of it being almost 60% grade in like a couple sections if you go up the hard trail. But most of that hard trail averages over 30% grade, or hovers right around 30, I guess. See, now we're down here again out of that wind. It's just, it's like once you get above 5,000 feet, that wind is nuts. Below 5,000 feet, there's nothing. Like, even looking at the trees around here, there is zero wind. There is no wind down here. And we're just, what, like 100 feet lower than up there? Like, I can see the top trees up there just getting just hammered by the wind. And then you come down here, zero wind. That's just nuts. Like, I can't even hear the wind now. Pretty much all I hear is road noise. Yeah, we're going that way. And I still don't get, somebody drove up here, and it was maybe like a little over a week ago. It was before the last snowstorm we got. There's no driving back here. And you can see they were driving down roads that aren't even roads and haven't been roads forever. And somebody just decided, oh, we're just gonna drive around. And it's like, every single trailhead has, talk about signage, has huge signs that say, no motorized vehicles. And in this whole area, there's only a couple gates that say authorized use only for driving around. None of them over on this side have that on it. So it's like, there's no driving here. So the only thing I can think of is some high schooler or a like college age kid. They're probably out here. There's a trailhead just on the other side of this little ridge, just right down there. And that looks as though that's where they came from. And it's right there is like a paintball course. So people go like paintballing there all the time. So my guess is there's probably some kids that were doing some paintballing, probably alcohol involved, underage drinking. And one guy had, because it looks like it had to have been just because of the width of the tracks and the tires and everything. Well, and it would have had to have been, it would have required some ground clearance in order to get back in some of these areas. So he probably had a built up vehicle of some sort and was like, I'm just gonna drive out. And it's probably dark, so nobody else was out here to catch him, and decided they were just gonna drive around. Because there's no way somebody went past the signs and just was confused, like, oh, I guess I can't drive up here. It is very apparent that you're not supposed to be driving up here. Like the trail we're gonna go up, the dude drove up that all the way to the top. And that road, like, you could still kind of see it used to be a road, but that road hasn't existed for, you know, easily like 20, 30 years. And it's super steep and gets really narrow. Like, there was another trail he tried to go up that isn't even a road, never used to be a road. It's a single track like this, and he tried to drive up it even. And then he had to turn around because there's a tree over the trail. But it's like, what if that tree, because the trees that have blown down here is recent as of like a month and a half ago when we had 90-mile-an-hour winds come through here. But it's like, what if he just kept driving down that single track if there was no tree blocking him from being able to get past, get further? It's like, I don't know. And that's why things like this get closed to the public. It's because freaking idiots ruin it for everybody. See, there's some people right there with their doggos. So they must be from the other trailhead. So I don't know where else they would have came from. There's no way they came from. That's private land right there. Granted, there is a gate right there on that private land, but it's that's not where this person came from. So it's not like somebody from private land decided he was going to drive around back here. And usually the landowners are very respectful. They're probably, you know, they're the most respectful of these areas. Most people are going up the trail I wanted to go up. We're probably moving faster than they are. I'll bet you they probably came from this other trailhead over there on the other side, and then they just walked down that way until they got to the gate and had to turn around and come back. That would be my guess, but you never know. It looked like a younger couple with their two doggos. It does suck that, I mean, it's nice. I'm gonna go, you know, I got a job, make some money this weekend, doing what I love, but also it sucks because the weather's so nice finally in Montana that it's like, man, I want to just enjoy the trails, the outdoors. I'm gonna cut across this way. She took the actual trail. I'm taking this little cut across that people have made, which I'm not an advocate for. I loathe people that just create their own trail like that. But But for right here, it makes no sense why the main trail goes over that way instead of just right there. Okay, now we're getting into the area where the signal is going to go in and out. So bear with us as, ooh, now we're getting in those pockets of warm air too. I'm gonna take my coat back, or my hat back off. Woo! This ground, this is dirt, has just retained hot. Wow. Well, I wanted to go that way. Time to go that way. Maybe. Problem is if I go the way I want to go, we're going to run into those people. So you can't tell anymore right here, but that person drove down this. That's why I say it's not like an actual road. Like, there's trees growing up. That tells you nobody has driven down this for 20 years. And then you can see there's not really a road, but they drove down that way up to where we were just at. Then they came back and they drove up this. We turned around up there, and that's a worse road than this is right here. That isn't even a road. It's like, what are you guys doing? But the fact that, you know, they went around these trees, you can see where they cut up on the hill and then like broke the dirt. So obviously they would have known that you're not supposed to be driving up here. I just don't get it. And then on the main trail, coming from this other trailhead, going up to the mountain, because a lot of people will take this trail up to the top of the mountain too. Not this one, but the main one up here from this other trailhead. They drove up that for a ways too. And that is not a road. Like, the hell, people. But I know that's the trailhead they came from, you can tell. You can definitely tell. Oh, those people went up that trail. Okay. So we could have gone the other way. That's okay. Oh, this lady's trying to get her dog go, it looks like. Oh, that's that person's dog. Oh. Okay, so they... Oh, no, they're... Oh, geez, those people are hauling ass. There is no way we would have got them. They are almost up on top of at the top over there. It's kind of crazy. Hello. You can say hi. They're hauling ass. If that's the same, that is the same people that we saw. So much for me being like, no, that cannot be them. There is no way that is the same people. There is no way they moved that fast. That means they quadrupled the distance. That is crazy how when we were up on the peak right there, we were up on that little tiny peak and it was frigid. That wind was so cold. Now we're over here catching the wind and it is hot. That is a hot wind. It's like back there when there was zero wind, I could feel the heat coming off of the dirt. So the fact that it got to be like 70 degrees yesterday, that the ground is still just retained all of that heat. I'm gonna try to get up here and turn so we're the wind noise isn't going to be as bad because we turn to the north, so then it should be blowing from the opposite side as my microphone. I can protect it a little bit better. See how rugged it is? Like, there's, like, what they were, especially the fact that they went up that other trail over there, tells you that they had to have a high clearance vehicle. You'd be driving out here with a freaking Kia Telluride or something, you know? And the fact that they had mud tires, you could tell by the tread. They were big old mud tires. Ooh, that wind. At least it's not cold over here, but it is ripping. We are, this area is in a high wind warning for starting tomorrow through the weekend, I believe. It'll be 40, 50 mile an hour winds with gusts up to like 70, 80 miles an hour. So it'll be ripping. Oh man. Just at the 2 mile mark. Definitely not moving very fast, but also got quite a bit of vert that last mile. So that's where most of our vert was actually in. But legs feel good. I don't want to push it too bad. Like once we get, this is all uphill right here too. So once we get up here to the other trail junction, then we will maybe jog for a little bit, but maybe that was that younger couple that they are just hauling ass. Those same two people we saw are now way the heck over here. So they are booking it. Whoever those people are, they're booking it. They're not running though. I think if I was running, I wouldn't be able to go away from them as fast as they're walking. I feel that way with grandmas a lot out here. It's like I was out here one day. Was it here? No, I was out on Mount Ascension, and I was freaking running up the hill, like pretty good pace. As steep as it was, I was probably doing like a 12, 13 minute mile. And this old lady is just hiking, and I swear I wasn't pulling away from her. She's just right there keeping up with me. see that in a lot of my races too, where it's like these older individuals, both men and women, and you know, I feel like I'm moving fast, you know, doing a nice run, and somehow they're keeping up with me or passing me. It's like, how the heck are you passing me? Like, I'm a pretty good runner. What the hell? Although the last like couple races I've done have not gone well. I mean, it was new territory for me, 200-mile races. So it's not like I really know what I'm doing anyways. And I had injuries and stuff during the races and just pushed through. But I was moving so slow. It's actually been almost 3 years since I've had a good race. I think age has been really good for. I was supposed to go to UTCT in November and ended up a couple weeks out from the race. I got injured, had an Achilles injury, and tried to take it easy, and then like a couple days before I was supposed to leave, I could have gone and finished run as fast as I wanted, paid for everything. I was able to get my like $2,000 worth of miles, so I was able to get all those points back at least. But like the hotel, I prepaid for my hotel to get a cheaper rate, so I couldn't get a refund on that. And then you know, just little things like that just added up. I probably lost close to $2,000 not going to that race. Just non-refundable stuff. Just non-refundable stuff. I'd still love to do the race, but go with a friend so we can split some of the costs, and then not actually go there to compete, just to race or to run. So I would do that, but go through it together, find somebody that run it with, and just enjoy the suffer together. Would be fun. Because gorgeous course, tough course, gorgeous course too. But just get too old. This year, my last, I have decided I am going to try to compete at Javelina. Now, will I finish top 10? Absolutely not. I don't think there's a chance in hell I will finish top 10, even in my most fit. But you never know. You never know what kind of day you're going to have. But top 20, I think, is doable, and I'd be happy with. So I think I am going to try just one more time. See if I can throw together a good race. But that'll be my last. I'll still do races after that, but it'll just be fun stuff. Like maybe some bucket list races just to go and enjoy the experience, which is kind of like what I did for my last 200 miler with Mammoth. I just wanted to do one, and it didn't look like I was going to get into Cocodona, so I decided to sign up for Mammoth, and then I ended up getting in Cocodona. And then by then it was too late for me to get out of Mammoth. And I was like, you know what? Kind of just want to go explore the, enjoy the race course, experience it. It's a cool area. And so I decided to do it. Now I went into Mammoth. I was in pretty good shape. I actually thought I might be able to pull off a top 10. And then I had issues starting from the top of the first summit, which is the hardest climb in the whole race, really. Oh, yeah, there's a younger couple. They are just cruising. Holy cow. Catalina, no, it's Javelina. There is a Catalina race. She's got to take out now. She's going to be all about it. It just took her a second to sniff, and then she was like, okay, I'm on. Yeah, you too. Mary's always unsure about other dogs, and then she decides if they're good, huh? And then she's all about it. She's like, let's go. There is a Catalina out on Catalina Island. There's a fun race that they do out there that happens in, I want to say like January, February timeframe. But no, this is Javelina. It's on Halloween this year, but it's always whatever the closest weekend is before Halloween. It's never after Halloween, so it's always either the weekend before Halloween or the weekend leading up to Halloween or on Halloween weekend, one of the two. The Fountain Hills area, there's a McDowell Regional Park right there. That's where it happens. It's basically just a big party in the desert. Kids are highly encouraged not to attend because it's more adult themed, we'll say. And the reason why it's a party in the desert is because there's only one crew zone, and that's right at the start-finish line. And it's a looped course, so no matter if you're doing the 100K or the 100 mile, every 20 miles you come through there. And like the village, the crew village, is just ginormous. It's basically a city. It pops up out of nowhere for that weekend, kind of like Burning Man almost. Although Burning Man is way bigger. But that sun, I didn't bring my sunglasses. Now that we're facing the sun, it's making me sneeze. But yeah, it's always a fun time. I love working that race. That's one of my favorite races to do videography for. But this next year, it's never been a drunk racer. Well, there's very few racers that actually drink while they're running. But the crew definitely do. Now, I will say, there's one of the aid stations that's like halfway in the loop. It's called Jackass Junction. They do offer you shots of like whiskey and stuff there if you want when you come through. But yeah, this year it's the 30th anniversary of the race, and it's on Halloween. And I'm like, hell yeah, I am racing it. I do need to put out a message and see if anybody wants to share a tent, because tent sites they sell out quick. I was able to get one. So I'm not going to need the whole tent, because it's like a 10 by 10 tent site. Place to put a tent, a pop-up tent. And so I can easily share it with somebody. And I don't even care. They don't have to reimburse me or anything. Because I don't even know if I'm going to have crew, to be honest. I offered some people if they wanted to do it, like no pressure. But yeah, I think to get a tent site is like an extra like it's like $360 or something like that. All said and done, like to register for this race, it cost me like $780. Because just, I mean, it's a 100-mile race, so just the registration alone is like $300, you know, 3 or more. And then you have the tent, which is about the same. And then, just in case I have a crew, I did get basically a car camping spot for my van so that they can you know, go sleep or whatever. Because I'm not, unless I'm cruising super fast. Like if I could beat my goal and actually finish, you know, top 20, I'll be out there for probably around 16 hours. So then, like, there's no reason why anybody would have to sleep at night. But I'll definitely want to sleep. That's for sure. But if I'm having a bad day and I'm going to be out there for more than 24 hours, then it's like, yeah, you know, you guys can go and, you know, sleep in my van. get you know, few hours. Because if I'm moving fast, each loop will take me about 4.5 hours probably to do the 20-mile loop. The first loop is always it's a little bit longer. It's the longest loop because in order to get the full distance. And so you know, that one will be a little bit longer, but for the most part it'd be about 4.5 hours. But if I'm not moving fast, yeah, you know, 6-hour loops or whatever. It's like there's no reason for you to sit there when you could go get a nap. See, those people drove down this too. How did they even get up here? There was no tracks over here. What the heck? I don't get people. But should be a fun time. Seems like it's work to find a crew for ultras. Not really. Like, most people, you know, especially if you're like married or whatever, or have a girlfriend or whatever, then, you know, they usually help out. And then, you know, because people that do ultras are weird individuals anyways, so it's like, you know, your friends that you have are always willing to help if they're, you know, just in that circle. So it's usually pretty easy. But for me, I'm an introvert, so I don't have a lot of friends. I'm not married. I don't have a girlfriend. It's like, for me, it's difficult. And then because I hate asking for help anyways, like, I have a hard time, like, asking people to crew. I've definitely been blessed with the crew. I've only been crewed at 2 races. I've never been crewed for any, like, the only 2 races I've ever been crewed for was my 200 milers. All my 100 milers, 100Ks, all that, I've always just self-sustained. Wow, that wind. There's a 9-day difference. It is just freezing up here on this side, which is the same thing we saw when we did over there. Like, just in the last 1/10 of a mile, being at the bottom of this hill, it was freaking hot wind. And you come up here and it is frigid. Holy cow. Just self-doing it, yeah. And I enjoy it, like, because most of the time I just go for the experience. So I can, you know, I'm not trying to break any speed records. So it's easy to self-crew. Especially when you talk like a looped course like this. My first 100K I did was a looped course. It was 3 20-ish mile loops. And I just crewed out of my car. So I just went to after every loop, just went and refilled, restocked everything for the next loop. And it worked great. And to this day, that's still my fastest 100K I've ever done. That was my very first 100K. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense because I was still running road marathons there and being speedy. So, it makes sense that I would be faster. Now I'm, what, 5 years older and haven't done speed work for like 3 years. Because I've been pushing longer distances. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Like Cocodona, I wasn't gonna have crew. Like I didn't even ask anybody really. And then like 2 weeks before the race, I was like, man, should I just see if anybody can help a brother out? You know, maybe somebody else's crew is willing to, you know, help. Because I knew I wasn't going to be like super speedy at that race. I got an answer back from somebody I met like 2 years prior doing run cam stuff. And she messaged me and she was like, hey, do some pacing too. And I was like, gosh dang, what the heck? I don't even hardly know you. I definitely don't know your husband. Like, that's pretty kick-ass. Well, then I find out these two, like, I think he's a craft. Is he a craft runner, I think? Pretty pro runner from Mexico. And there is crew. And the funny thing is, I'm the one that introduced them, at least her, to him. Because we wanted to do an interview with Jupiter after he got his golden ticket at Black Canyon a couple years ago. And I knew, you know, she spoke Spanish because she was bilingual. And so I just asked if she would be willing to translate for the interview. And that got them together. Like after that, then he was like, hey, you know, just talking or whatever. And he never has any crew in the US because it's just, you know, dealing with international travel and stuff is difficult. And so whenever he races in the US, they crew him. Now, it's like, all because of me. Yeah, so I had like freaking a pro athlete's crew during a race that I was really not doing well at. I was just a struggle with. And it started off the same way. I don't know what is the deal. So the first, like, it was just over 7.2 miles into Cocodona. I was feeling good, pushing good. I was just doing my own pace. I was sitting in somewhere in the between 20 and 30th place at that point. And started to get a migraine. Whenever I get a migraine, they last forever. Well, that's right at the toughest, most grueling climb, the first 50K of that race. And I had to suffer through a freaking migraine. So I couldn't eat because my stomach, I get all nauseated. People use the word nauseous, not the way you're supposed to grammatically. I was nauseated. So I couldn't really eat a lot, couldn't really drink a lot. I was just spent, and I just kept pushing on anyways. And then the weather changed, and that just compounded everything. That's why my Cocodona race didn't go very well. And then, not to mention, once I took like my first 2-hour nap No, it wasn't my first. I took about an hour nap the night before that, like the first night. So it would have been the second night. I took like a 2-hour nap, woke up, and my knee was completely swelled up. Couldn't bend my leg, and I had to climb out of Sedona. And I thought my race was done there. But so I just had issues after issues during that race. Then fast forward, 6 months later, I'm in great shape. Had a pretty good, decent, like, I wasn't in my best shape, but I was in good shape, good fitness. Going into Mammoth, had a pretty good training block. And around 7.5 miles, got a migraine. And that migraine lasted till the 50K mark. And I rolled into the 50K just completely destroyed and hurt. Kept pushing on. By the time I got to the next aid station, I actually felt pretty good. And then I moved good until I wasn't moving as fast as I wanted to up in, I think it's called Green Church, that section leading into Green Church. I was starting to feel pretty good. It was nighttime and I wanted to move faster, but me and my pacer ended up picking up another runner who didn't have a pacer or crew or anything, who was struggling pretty bad at night. And so we ended up grabbing them with us, and so that person was slowing us down, and so I wasn't able to move as fast as I wanted. And then we started that next section. I was actually feeling pretty good, but that's when I started having the issues that ended up ending any chance of moving fast during that race. And I didn't know it at the time. I mean, it's a tough climb. It's a long, just grueling climb. And that's when I started to basically kick rocks, but not like the way you think. I wasn't like head on kicking rocks. It was when I was bringing my foot forward, through leg swing, I would keep hitting the top of my toes on rocks. And like, it hurt. I noticed I was doing it, but it wasn't until probably 20 miles further down the road or down the trail, or we were running down a road at the time, and it was a gentle run, and it just hurt for me to run. And I told my pacer, I go, I don't know what the heck is going on, but my toes hurt. Like, out of anything running, my toes should not be the thing hurting. And I mentioned it to him, and we got to the next aid station, and that's when he had to drop out. He had to get back to work, and so I had to do the next section by myself, again going into nighttime now. And that was a rough night for me. I had to take many trail naps in that like 12-mile, 13-mile section. But then when I woke up, I was moving good. I actually beat my crew person to the next aid station and left there. Like, they were making their way in. Like, I think they got there like a couple minutes after I had left. They could see me like, a mile down the trail going up the side of the hill by the time they got there. But it wasn't until after that section, which was a long section. I moved good in that section. I was running, like, I was moving really good. I was just clipping out 8.5